So now, let me grab, come out to the top for me. Be right at the top of the key. Left-handed or right-handed? Right, perfect. Be at the three-point line. Defending the ball and closing out the ball, two different skill sets, okay? Now, one thing that I've learnt most recently is probably not to chop the feet on the closeout, okay? And that's when we start talking about being more personnel based on who it is that you're closing out. And what I mean by chopping the feet is this. Here, we're getting rid of that, okay? Because I should know enough right now who I'm matched up against. And we're not talking about a detailed scout. We're not talking about having like 7 pages of who your matchup is, because I understand that's not always going to happen at, you know, junior levels. Doesn't really happen that often in senior levels, okay? But you should know right now your matchup is, okay, well, they're right-handed, okay? So on the closeout, I want to close out what their shooting hand is, okay? I want to close out their shooting hand. And in 2 parts, actually, let's get you on the wing, see in front of everybody. If I can close out the shooting hand, okay, 1, it takes away their shot. The second part too is, if they're shooting with their right hand, their preference to drive will generally be what? Right. Right, okay? So I'm almost going 2 birds, 1 stone scenario with this. On the closeout, I don't want to chop my feet. Rather, what I want to do is, I want to close out the shooting hand, right? And take away that driving lane if I do a good enough job. Now, you will know, if you close out here and you close out short and she drills a 3, next time down, I'm going to close out a little bit tighter, okay? And this is when we start talking about, when you talk about like a player's game IQ, these are the things that fall into that category, that they should know, okay, oh, she got the better on me that time, next time down, I'm not going to let that happen. So I know, okay, well, she hit the first one, I might test it again, see if she hits the second one. Oh, she does hit the second one, now I'm closing out tighter. Now I'm closing out in that shooting hand, okay? That's easy and well on this side because it also plays into my defensive rules that I'm closing out the shooting hand, okay? I'm taking away that driving lane, and more importantly, I'm sending them baseline. But it doesn't work for the other side, right? Because we come on this side. Same deal again, I go to close out, and I'm saying I'm closing out the shooting hand, and I'm taking away the driving lane, but I'm allowing middle. Because closing out and defending the ball are 2 completely different skill sets, okay? You need to do one before you can do the other. And the best way you do the first one, which is the closeout, okay, then allows you to progress to then defending the ball. So, I close out the shooting hand, I take away the driving lane, I know she's less confident going onto her left hand, now she rips through, it becomes a one-on-one contest, okay? If I can get back in front and cut off that lane, she's going to pass it off, okay? If I don't get in front, then she drives middle. It is a lower percentage play for her than compared to allowing to go onto her right. But I still should be able to defend it. So that's one thing I wanted to highlight before we move on to this closing out segment, when we talk about closing out the shooting hand and taking away the driving lane, is that even though if we're in a perfect world where I'm saying, yeah, I'm sending away from the middle, sending baseline, but now I'm in a scramble situation where I'm closing out, I need to play the advantage to me. So I'm taking away the shooting hand, which then means that middle lane might be available. So I just wanted to make that clear before we move on to the next part. The way this is going to work is there's no offensive players, 3 defensive, okay? It's just a bit of habit training. But this drill is only good if you enforce it, okay? What is it that you want to get out of this drill? It's only as good as if you're teaching them exactly what you want to have done on defense. If you let them get away with shortcuts here, there's no point doing the drill because they'll just do it during the game. So the way this is going to work is when I say go, you're going to step out here, I want you on the block. And I want you here, 1 foot in, okay? So you're going to be lane line, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You're going to do the same thing. You're going to be here, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. What I'm going to get you to do is you're going to run up here to the nail. And you're going to be in nail in an open stance. Got it? So let's just do that for me first. So I'll say go, Run to those spots. Yep, good. Hold it there. When I say go again, you guys will be filling those spots they're just in right now, but you guys now will be closing out the ball. And what I mean by that is you're going to be closing out here, sending them baseline. You're going to choose whether they're a lefty or a righty, and you're going to send them out angled in that particular way. All right? And I still want you to close out, but this time will be your right hand sending them baseline. Got it? So you're going to close out here, send them baseline. Then when I say go again, the next group will go, the next people fill in, and you guys are just going to join the back of a different line. Let's just see how this works real quick before we talk about teaching points. All right, you ready? Go. Good. Go. 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 And hold it there. Perfect. Guys, stay where you are. You guys can join the back of that other line. Now, a teaching point on the closeout. When we're talking about closing out, whether it be the shooting hand or you want to angle them away from the middle, you never want to close out in a straight line. Anybody have an idea why? Because it gives you the luxury of the offense to either go left or right. So what I mean by that is if you're closing me out, just close me out. I still have the luxury to go left or right. Now let's swap spots. Now I don't know if you're left-handed or right-handed. All I know is I want to send you baseline. So I want to angle it, and it's almost like a little banana cut, but it's a curling action where I'm coming out this way. Again, taking away that driving lane in the middle. Same theory as not letting them go right, but taking away middle. Here, sending them baseline. So I don't want to close out in a straight line. I want to be here in stance. I want to be low. And then when I go to close out, I'm angled here, sending them that way. You don't want to open up for the lane. So this is where you talk about angles. You want to be parallel, ideally, to the sideline. Okay, it's a good little teaching point. See how far off they are. Okay, but taking away middle. So let's set this up again. Same deal. You're going to angle out, and when you're closing out the middle, you're still going to angle out, taking away the right-hand drive. Ready? Go. Go. Now the next line's ready to go. 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 Hold it there. Good. You guys drop out. Fill these lines for me real good. Okay. Now, I don't want to mess with you guys, but I'll take away chopping feet. So it puts more importance now on having to stop on the dime. It becomes a conditioning drill, an agility drill. It becomes something you've got to work on in the gym where I can get here in as few steps as possible to that ball. So if I start by going, and then I chop, way too many steps, too long. So I got to be in a stance here. Right now, this drill's set up where the ball's on that side. This is my man. The skip pass has happened. So I should be looking to push out on my left foot here, this inside foot. I want to go short step, long step. Okay, just like a sprinter out of the blocks. I'm here, I'm engaged, I could be moving my feet. The moment that pass is happening, I'm pushing off my left. I'm going to go short step, long step, get out the gate, and then get into this stance without my momentum going forward. So how would I stop leaning forward on a run? Any idea? How could I do a better job here of being in a stance, ready to go and defend without being off balance? Love it. Get as low base. The very first thing that we did, low base active hands. So you can work on your core in the gym. It's one of those things where they talk about activating your core and shooting. Same principle applies here. If I have a low base and I stay low, the moment I come upright and I'm running, I got to get back down again. Okay? So I'm here. I'm in a low base, I short step, stride, and I want to get down in stance as quickly as I possible, get balanced, and then be in control of dictating where I want the ball to go. So, keeping that in mind now, less steps, okay? Still curling out, contain the ball, next line goes. Ready? Go. Good, go. 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 Hold it. Good. You ladies drop off. You guys fill these lines for us. Now we're going to add a slide. Okay? So you've done your job now. I've closed out the ball. I've taken away the shot. I'm being the aggressor. They're going to put the ball on the floor. Now I'm going to slide for 2. Okay? I want you guys to slide for 2 in the direction that you're sending them. Now remember as well is that I don't want to open up the gate. So I'm working now side to side, forwards and backwards. So I'm going to slide for 2 with the same principle here. Then I'm going to push off with my left foot and I'm going to go and stay in front. I want to make sure I crawl in and stay into that ball. Okay, again, there's no offensive player here, so you guys have to imagine right now that you got a defender who's attacking the basket aggressively. Okay, so you're going to angle them away from the middle. So the middle, you're taking them towards the elbow. Okay, on the wings, you're taking them directly down to the baseline, straight line. So you get out there and then slide straight away. Keep your balance. Ready? Go. 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 Hold it. What's one of the most important things, the easiest thing to do, but always gets neglected on defense? Anybody know? Yeah, good call. Talk. So the last thing the first thing we should have added in, but the last thing we want to put in is just acknowledgement that we got the ball. Now, it doesn't need to be over the top, okay? It doesn't need to be ball, 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 constant. But if you could just say it clear, and you just limit it 3 times, limit it to 3 times, just lets your teammates know you're good. Because then it also goes into play with help, with stay, whatever it may be. But if you get into the habit right now, especially in this drill, just acknowledging the fact that you've got ball and you say it clear and loud 3 times, everybody else is alert to it. That's all we want for the talk. So that's the last part to add right now. We've got to say ball when we close out. Ready? Go. Ball. Good. And slide. Go. Ball. Good. Slide. Ball. Good. Slide. Ball. Love it. Good. Go. Ball. Good. Louder. Go. Ball. Good. Go. Ball. Slide. Hold it there. I'm starting to see this is where now we're starting to get a little bit of bad habits. So I'm here, I'm closing out the ball, I go ball, and then I'm hopping into it. Okay? Think about how they're going to drive. You don't want to give them that angle, so you're crawling into their space, and you've got to stay low. Okay? You've got to initiate and absorb and hit that contact, stay with it. Ready? Couple more times. Go. Stay low. Slide. Good. Go. Great. Go. Good. Go. Don't hop. Good. Go. Good. Go. And hold it there. Cool? So, real simple, but this is the times where you can start to implement what the small things are that are the non-negotiables. Things that you are going to say, this is our standard, okay? This is what the teaching points are: low base, active hands, curling out, shooting hand, don't chop the feet, whatever they may be, whatever that checklist is, how big or small. So then when the girls are scrimmaging in practice, when they're getting up and down, you can cue it from the sideline without having to stop the drill. Like, hey, don't chop the feet. Send them left, no middle, whatever it may be, and that's that mental cue because they've gone through the reps here of doing it, so then they can translate it to the game or practice. Because the last thing you want to do is hold up every single drill to just talk about the things that we're talking about right now. It's an interesting one. That's a very valid point. I've tried everything in a sense of trying to put in drills where, let's say, they're blindfolded and they need to talk to each other, putting in drills where voice gets rewarded an extra point, trying to do film review when we talk about the importance of times when there was talk and there's no talk. And I don't have the answer for it. And if anybody does, please let me know. The one thing that has worked is that if you have 1 or 2 guys or girls on your team that do have voice, and they get rewarded for it constantly. And they may hate it and they may not like the attention it receives, but by having communication on defense as such a high standard on the team, that even the smallest bit of talk on the court gets an exuberant amount of like reward from it, it just puts so much more importance on it that maybe it might start to trigger a few more others to start talking about it.